And our next bout up, Khial Watson, the brother, of course, of Brandon Watson, who defended his title at RFC 5. Khial is almost a mentor figure to a lot of the guys over there at the Fight Lab. Just an absolute talented guy. I mean, you talk about what he does out of the ring, right? Acts, models, and he also coaches. So he's done pretty much everything that you can do. He has his own podcast, and he's going in there against Emir Mehovic.
Yeah, Khial Watson, he's been training for only about a year. His younger brother, like you mentioned there, Brandon Watson. I mean, I've seen Brandon fight a few times. Just a phenomenal fighter.
Yeah.
And when you see them, first we have Emir Mehovic up. Emir found the sport 6 years ago, but he said, I only really got serious about a year ago. You know, the last fight he fought at 175. Tonight he's fighting at 160. He took that fight on 1 week's notice, lost the fight, but he said, you know, it taught him a lot, and he has a background in no-gi jiu-jitsu. So we're going to see
what he gets up to. He said via Instagram he's very excited to get in there and kick someone in the head. But of course, we have the man that plans for that not to happen. Khial Watson making his walk to the ring now. Another guy thought about maybe stepping over the ring for a second there. Thought better of it. Of course, his brother there, the champ at bantamweight, in his corner. You always have to think that having a guy as talented as Brandon Watson in your corner, I mean, that's got to be a huge plus.
When you've got a gym where you've got a great talent working together, it can only be good for the fighters they start putting out.
Yeah, absolutely. And a great walkout song choice, too. Very, very, very great song.
Our upcoming contest on the card for K-Series Kickboxing is at 160 pounds, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stepped through the ropes with a fight record of 1 win, 1 loss. Representing Underdog Mixed Martial Arts, Emir Mehovic. And his opponent standing across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He also steps through the ropes with a fight record of 1 win, 1 loss. Representing Fight Lab USA, Khial Watson.
And just talking about Emir, he's a man of faith. That's something he holds very close to his heart. And he's actually fighting out of
charge of the...
And of course, fighting out of Underdog MMA Gym, which is one of the gyms tonight, if not the gym, that is supplying the most athletes for the action. A lot of guys out of Underdog.
This place is packed with Underdog.
Yeah.
Underdog MMA coaches there, Adele Lalick. You've got Emir Mehovic in the blue and Khial Watson in the red.
Khial's doing a good job of opening up very technically. And that's another thing, that's another attribute that his brother shares, is they're both very technical. They both love to sit behind that teep or that front kick. That's how they like to utilize their range. They all fight very, very tall. That must be in the family. Yeah, again, nice low kicks from
exchange
Emir.
of kicks there. I will say something I'm noticing about Mehovic pretty early. Really low hands.
Yeah.
Nice spinning kick from him. Doesn't quite land.
Very wide stance as well. Really trying to score to the body as well.
Right hand almost lands. Watson doing a nice job staying outside of that striking range.
Yeah, managing distance. But when when Mehovic does land, it does seem like it is kind of stinging Watson.
Oh, nice shots from Mehovic.
There you go again. If you're Watson, you can't really. You gotta just stay calm, stay composed.
Oh, solid right hand from Watson.
Yep. You can't allow Mehovic to kind of take over. And those whipping body shots too. He loves to throw those. He'll throw 2 hooks to the body while in locomotion, while moving forward.
As the old boxers would call it, the old shoe shine, right in the body. And that could really pay dividends later in the fight, hitting that body.
Yep. Yeah.
You kill the body and the head dies, is what they say.
Absolutely. And it'd be one thing too if he's having trouble kind of with Khial firing back, but Mehovic's done a great job of, again, fighting his fight. I mean, we haven't seen him in that much danger this opening round. It seems that he's very comfortable in there, kind of finding his rhythm, finding his pace, and finding his range.
It seems like both guys have been kind of stunned or halted, not exactly stunned, but halted a little bit by shots from the other. Oh, very nice teep there.
It's a staple again.
And the
the
timing
Watson
on
family.
the timing on that was very good because as Mehovic was going in,
Yeah.
Watson caught him right as he was off balance. Very well done there.
I'm telling you, at that gym, there must be something. I mean, of course, it could be in the family, but at that gym, they must train push kicks and teeps all day.
The Fight Lab in Fort Lee, New Jersey. That's a tough round to call as well. I mean, that was just back and forth and back and forth.
I might give the edge to Mehovic. Mehovic. But I might give the round to Mehovic just because he had the activity. You know, he was much more active. He did land the bigger shots. We want to talk about optics with the judges. That does look better. He did snap Khial's head back. But Khial, of course, standing up. That's another signature of that gym there. They like to have their athletes primed and ready. A little fun fact about Brandon. Brandon, in all of his title fights, will sit in the corner and recite to himself the words, "I am champion, I am champion." So both of these guys, extreme men of faith, spirituality. You'll see them constantly just training their minds as much as they do their physicality. Second of 3 2-minute rounds here.
Khial Watson, we mentioned, as an actor, his favorite actor is Denzel Washington. As Denzel said in Training Day, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And he's going to have to prove in this round that he deserves this win.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice! Oh, that might have hurt him.
And prove it he is.
That might have hurt Mehovic. Oh my goodness!
That is going to be an 8 count right there. Solid shot landed by Watson.
And a big way to get back into this fight.
Now the count will not start until the
Fighter gets back into their neutral.
It's their neutral corner, yes.
What
So
a big way to enter that round for Khial. He needed that.
we're going to see Ken Mehovic shake those cobwebs out
Yeah.
and get himself going again.
Mehovic generally looks like he needs to take a second to recover. You can kind of see in his eyes a little bit more tentative to throw now.
We'll see if Watson jumps on him and tries to capitalize on that early success.
Well, that is an interesting thing. Is like, do you jump in, or do you kind of play it a little bit more relaxed and look for the shot? And I know a lot of guys at this level, at the amateurs, will kind of go in and a big looping shot, scores with a knee, and that's the second standing count of this round 3. And this fight will be over 4 in the entirety of the bout. And this is a huge second round. And you see Khial there, I am champion. That staple.
That was a very nice combo there. The overhand right hurt him, then the knee, and then another right.
Big
Very
time,
slick.
on the money. And an overhand right again. And Khial now, you have to think, to your point, Liam, that he's going to try to push the pace.
And both of those knockdowns coming with the overhand right.
And that overhand is scoring at will. And you see that the body language of Khial, too, now is a lot more confident. He's a lot more straight up, whereas Mehovic is kind of a little bit more sagging. And, of course, I mean, he did get hit with some big shots, so that could be it, too. But definitely a more tentative fighter we see in front of us.
And you can see that left hand of Mehovic still low.
Yeah.
Looking like bait.
Well, that was a good call from you.
Right.
That was a great call from you. Is like if he keeps, and I don't know about that either, keeping your chin out there and exposed.
Sure about that one.
Yeah. Especially not if he lands an overhand there.
We're going to see a replay here of that last round.
And just repeatedly scoring with that overhand. And you see the eyes of Mehovic. He was out on his feet for a brief moment there. At the very least, dazed. It speaks to the power of Khial.
And he got a few extra seconds there to recover.
Yeah.
Because Khial had not been in the neutral corner yet.
And Brandon talking up his brother. And his brother, again, repeating those words, I am champion. Just a great support system at that gym as well. A family. You talk about gyms. Culture Gym is another great one where those guys, they show up to all the events. They're there for each other constantly. And that's what martial arts should be. It's a family. You know, it's an individualistic sport, but it's also a team sport in certain ways as well. So big third round here out of 3.
Final round coming up. But yeah, what you say about a gym being there, it's almost like that old saying, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a fighter.
Yes.
A very, very violent village.
Very violent village. A lot of sparring. And it's going to be interesting to see how both fighters kind of play this one.
Oh!
And Mehovic rocks Khial backwards
What a comeback.
with a spade left hook.
Can Mehovic capitalize on that? Now,
We've got ourselves a fight on our hands. Khial scoring again with that overhand. All the bouts this evening have been just delivering in a big way.
little jab to the body there with that long reach that Watson has.
And it looks, in terms of the gas tank, like Khial, it came in a little bit more in shape, you know, because he's a lot more springy on his feet. He's light, he's moving around. Mehovic is a little bit more sedentary at the moment.
And that second round would have been a 10-7 with the 2 knockdowns. So I think Mehovic, the only way he's winning is by knockout.
Yeah.
He's not going to take the decision this, I don't feel.
No. We might very well see a knockout here, folks, or a TKO.
That's very dangerous on the part of Watson going down like that, because knees to the head are not allowed, folks. However, if you're ducking your head down and a knee happens to come up, that's on you.
That's essentially what they said. It's not allowed, but if your head's down there and something happens, we can't control it. So just be careful. And also, he didn't keep his hands up either. He kind of just was trying to circle out.
Referee J.P. Zuniga breaks him up.
Oh my goodness. And the shot that's been there for him all night rocks Mehovic back. Mehovic, that's going to be another standing count.
Standing 8 count, 13 seconds left. If there were one more in the bout, it would be called, but it's my opinion, seeing what Mehovic has showed us so far, he's going to get through this round.
Yeah.
Tough guy.
3 seconds left to work here. And what a bout, man. What a fight. Every fight that's preceded the last has been better and better. And of course, the extreme base of this venue.
I almost fell out of my chair. Let's see a replay here. We're going to see some of the action from the fight.
And I wonder if we're going to be able to see the hook that wobbled Khial. Nice overhand again.
Turning his back like that, not good, not a good sign.
And that overhand was there for him all night long. All night.
You see that referee J.P. Zuniga stepping in and stopping because there was no defense coming back. Good call by the ref to step in and give that 8 count.
I mean, what else can you say about the referees tonight other than class acts and the best in the business?
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Gamma does a great job refereeing, and these guys are really sharp because you got to understand, folks, the refs are not there to make it a good fight. They're there to make sure the rules are followed and to protect the fighters. So they're looking at their eyes, they're looking at how they're moving, they're checking their body language. There's so much happening. It's such a difficult, unsung job that goes on in that ring.
Oh, 100%. It's one of those things where, you know, if you ref a fight correctly, people are angry, and if you get something wrong, then it's like you've injured, you run the chance of you know, having an injured fighter on your hands, having a life on your hands. I mean, it's a thankless job.
You'd really rather err on the side of caution, but it's a tough call. It's and this is all happening in the moment, quickly, right now, from both sides.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult job to do.
Yeah. And then you have to think the crowd plays into it. We've seen that at certain UFC events where, you know, home crowd just plays such a big hand.
For the official decision, we go to Mike Falvo.
How about a nice round of applause for these 2 amazing fighters, ladies and gentlemen. After 3 hard-fought rounds of kickboxing action, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges have scored the fight in favor for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Khial Watson.
So Khial Watson gets it done, man. What a firefight. I mean, to respond the way that he did, right? And he was in real danger that first round. To come out, especially at the very beginning of round number 2, and set that precedent and have Mehovic hurt, I mean, what a fantastic talent.
You see Brandon Watson in there with his brother congratulating him.
Embracing him. They're going to be a pro, both of them. That entire team.
Those Watson boys are trouble.
Yeah, big time. And Khial, I mean, he's just a fantastic, I mean, like a taller Brandon Watson basically is what we're seeing in there.
As if Brandon Watson himself wasn't trouble enough. Now we got a taller version.
Yes.